I wanted to shoot this quick video on doing development of SLP tokens using the SLP SDK and the bch-cli-wallet. So for those acronyms, just threw a bunch of acronyms out there. If you don't know, SLP stands for Simple Ledger Protocol, and it's the popular token protocol being used in the Bitcoin Cash blockchain right now. And they're gaining a lot of popularity, and in a week and a half there is a virtual hackathon. The links are right here, slp.dev, and there's also a Telegram chat room. I'll put these links in the YouTube video comments. And it's a virtual hackathon, so anyone in the world can compete. You can compete solo or you can form teams, either way. There is over $2,000 in prizes. It looks like it's actually pushing $4,000, a combination of Bitcoin Cash and Spice token, which has a market value, which you can trade on various exchanges like Cryptophil, and I believe Sideshift.ai also trades Spice tokens. So there's prizes there. I am going to be there coaching teams, and I'm going to start with this video. This is going to give developers a quick overview on how to set up a development environment. What I'm going to cover today is how to set up SLP SDK and bch-cli-wallet. I'm going to walk through creating a new token. Then I'm going to send those tokens to my Badger wallet, and then I'm going to mint some more tokens and send them to my bch-cli wallet. So that's what I'm going to cover in the video today. Badger wallet is more of an end user wallet. There's both a mobile app and a browser extension, and bch-cli-wallet is a command line. That's what the CLI stands for, command line interface. It's a command line wallet, and it's an NPM library. So if you're not familiar with JavaScript, it's a software library that you can plug into your own app to quickly give you Bitcoin Cash wallet functionality, and it now supports SLP tokens, so that's pretty handy. These are some pretty powerful tools to give you an edge in this upcoming hackathon. So first of all, let's cover where's the code. You can get Badger Wallet at badger.bitcoin.com. Well, first of all, here is the hackathon website, slp.dev. And you can see all the sponsors. Bitcoin.com is sponsoring this. Several other companies are sponsoring this. This is where you can go and read the details, find out more about the prizes and the rules, and also check out that Telegram chat. It's a good place to pick up some Spice tokens and ask for advice. Badger Wallet is at badger.bitcoin.com. You can see the links to the Google and Apple app stores, and you can also download the extension for Chrome and Firefox. So when you install it, it will create this little icon in the upper right hand corner of your browser if you install the browser extension. That's what I'm going to work on today, but also definitely download the app and play with it. It's pretty fun. You can install the same mnemonic on both the browser extension and the phone app so that you can access the same wallet from two different devices. That's pretty handy. When you open it up, there will be this drop-down window, and you can expand it by clicking this open in the tab, and it'll create its own tab. A little bit easier to work with. I'm going to switch to this test account. And you can see that I've got a little bit of Bitcoin Cash in here, and I've got one token in here, and you can see my send and receive history. I'm going to use this wallet for the demo that I'm giving today. And so let's get back to it. Let's set up the SLP SDK. So SLP is the SLP Token Protocol. SDK stands for Software Development Kit. This is a JavaScript development kit produced by Bitcoin.com. It's part of what I work on every day. And then the bch-cli-wallet stands for Bitcoin Cash Command Line Interface Wallet. So let's install both of those. What you want to do is open up a command line terminal like this. Hopefully you're on Linux or Mac. If you're in Windows, This may not all transfer exactly. Probably the best thing to do would be to download VirtualBox and run a virtual Ubuntu OS. That's what I'm working on right here, is Ubuntu 18.04. Another option, I'll just throw that out there for getting a development environment set up quickly, is to go to DigitalOcean. And if you sign up, I think they give you $10 of credit, which is enough to get a $5 droplet and run it for 2 months for free. And that'll give you a Linux machine in the cloud that you can work off of, and you should be able to follow these directions directly from there. The second thing that you're going to need to do is install Node and npm. So if you go and you Google Node.js, probably, go to the download link. It's going to be at nodejs.org. Figure out what you want to install. This will work in Windows. I'm on Linux, so if I was going to do this, I want the LTS version, that's the long-term support, and I would get the Linux binary for a 64-bit microcontroller right there, and download that. But it's actually a lot easier. You can install it via package manager. So if you have all these different flavors of Linux, this is probably the easiest way to do it. So if you're on a Debian or Ubuntu based distribution, you can follow these instructions right here to install it. So just follow these instructions. A quick tip, since I really don't like what I saw there. This is my blog, troutsblog.com, and I keep some sort of DevOps notes here. And here are the 2 commands you need to install Node.js right here. So I probably should have just started with this. And there's a bunch of other cool things in here, like how to install Docker, how to install IPFS, that are outside the scope of this video. But anyways, these are the only 2 commands you really need to install Node.js on an Ubuntu system. Okay, so to go back, I am currently running Node 10, which is their official LTS, and that also comes packaged with npm. And so those are the 2 requirements you're going to need: is get into a command line, install Node and npm, and everything else should work from here on out. So to install the SLP SDK, that is located at github.com in the Bitcoin.com repository, SLP SDK, and I've already got that pulled up here in my web browser. This is the repository. It's great to read it. What we're going to focus on today is this examples directory. It has a lot of examples to get you up and running very quickly with Simple Ledger Protocol. So I'm going to clone that repository just by copying the URL and using the git clone command. And you can see it's right there. I'm going to get in there and I'm going to install the npm dependencies. So we are going to follow this outline here, and right now I'm setting up SLP SDK, then I'll set up bch-cli-wallet. That will effectively set up the development environment, and then we can start creating tokens. Okay, those dependencies finished installing. While I'm at it, I'm also going to install bch-cli-wallet. So that official repository also exists in the Bitcoin.com GitHub group, but what I'm going to focus on today is my personal fork of it, which is the alpha version, which supports SLP tokens. I am almost done doing the QA, quality assurance on in testing this version. So it's important to know that the official version, the official npm library, does not have SLP support yet. This is the alpha version that you're going to want to play with in the near future. I'll probably make it official in the next couple weeks. But you can get to that by going to github.com/Chris Troutner, that's me, /bch-cli-wallet. So again, I'm going to copy that URL and I'm going to use the git clone command to pull it down off of GitHub, and then I'm going to install the dependencies just like I did for SLP SDK. Okay, those dependencies are installed. So let's start with SLP SDK. Let's go into this examples folder, and there's several folders in the examples folder that are like sort of task specific. The very first one you want to do is create a wallet. So if you just go in here, you can just run npm start inside of all of these subdirectories to execute the little app inside of them. So npm start is going to create a Bitcoin Cash wallet. We can see it created these two wallet files. The text file is really not important. You can ignore that. It's this wallet.json file is used by all the other examples. And this is my 12-word mnemonic. I could import this into, say, the bitcoin.com wallet, and it would import it. Of course, bitcoin.com wallet's not yet token aware, so it would burn my token, so I wouldn't want to do that. But I could import this seed into Electron Cash wallet, I believe. But probably just best to leave it here. What you're going to need to get started in this development environment is the Bitcoin Cash address. You need to send it a little bit of Bitcoin Cash, because every SLP token transaction is a Bitcoin Cash transaction, so you have to pay the miner fees. And I really don't need very much. I'm just going to send it 1,000. In fact, I don't even need to send it that much. I'm going to send it 5,000 satoshis. So a little bit about 2 cents. So I could click on here and look at it, the Explorer, but I can also go into the check balances example and run that. And there it is. I can see my 5,000 satoshis have landed. There's this transaction hash. I have no tokens yet. The array is empty. So let's fix that. Let's go to create token, and just so you can see it, I'm going to open this file in a text editor here. Examples, create token. The way this example is set up is it defaults to mainnet, so be careful. You're playing with real money, although 2 cents is something I can afford to lose. There are settings in here that lets you control. This controls the creation of a token, and so I am going to call this the SLP demo token, and I'll give it a ticker symbol of SLP demo, and I'll just leave the document URI the same, because developer.bitcoin.com is awesome. And it defaults to 507 tokens, which is weird, but also unique and easy to track, and with 8 decimal places. And 8 is a pretty normal thing to use, because that's the same decimal points that Bitcoin has. And in this case, I'm going to use a decimal precision of 0, so that's going to make tokens that are non-divisible. They can only be traded as whole tokens. That's kind of a cool thing. Really good for like tickets, like event tickets or voting, or things where you don't necessarily want divisible tokens. I'm going to create 202 of these tokens. So I'll save this file, and it's automatically going to send the tokens, create the tokens, and send them to this wallet that I'm working with by default. You can change the addresses where the tokens land right here, the token receiver address. And we'll do that in a minute. So I'm going to run the create token command. Cool, it created the tokens, and it even gave me this handy little link down here where I can check it out on the Block Explorer. And this is a really good debugging tool for developers. Hey, look at that, the price went up about 20 bucks today. That's nice. So there it is. It's a valid SLP token transaction, SLP demo token with a symbol of SLP demo. That's what we set. where is the decimal precision of 0? And it created 202 tokens, and it also sent the mint baton. So by default it creates a mint baton, and I'll show minting in a minute, and it means I can mint more tokens. If I need to create more tokens, I can use the minting baton to create more tokens. Rather than as opposed to creating a new token class, I can create more tokens of this class that I just created. And this link down here is super handy. Because it looks at the transaction on the Simple Ledger Explorer, which will give you a little more information, and mostly just a different way to look at the same information. But here's all the info we just set. The link to developer.bitcoin.com and all the other token information is here. The token graph is pretty cool. I won't go into that right now, but it is fun to geek out on that. Especially once you start sending tokens, if you want to kind of see where they went and how people are playing with them, you can just really dive into this rabbit hole. There's tons of really interesting data, especially if you create a token and it goes viral and people start using it. It's really fun to geek out on this stuff. Okay, anyway, so the token's created. Let's go back to that check balances example. And we'll check our balances. So, okay, there we go. We can see we've got 202 of our tokens. This token ID, this is probably the most important thing. So like I said, I created this SLP demo, but anybody can create another token with this exact same symbol and exact same everything. The one thing that they can't duplicate is this token ID. This is what makes your tokens unique and different from everyone else's tokens, is this token ID. This is the one thing that's super important. So this is where things get a little, and maybe someone can come up with a good solution for this in the hackathon, because people like working with these really easy to read, human readable symbols, but it's really easy to forge that. This is the thing that the machines read, and that's really important, is this unique token ID. So just make note of that. Okay, so where are we at in our outline? We've created a new token, so let's send these tokens to Badger Wallet. So I am going to send the token. So there is a send token example here, and let's open that example up in the text editor. Okay, so you'll notice these constants up here. Like I said, the most important thing is this token ID. So let's copy that. And let's see, I want to send 29 of these tokens to my Badger wallet. So here's my Badger wallet. Here's the Simple Ledger address. You want to get into the habit of using Simple Ledger whenever you're dealing with tokens. You don't want to use Bitcoin Cash addresses, even if the software lets you. So usually at this point, good software won't let you send tokens to a Bitcoin Cash address with a prefix. You need to send it to a Simple Ledger. By doing it, you're making sure that you're sending your tokens to a token-aware wallet, and the wallet won't destroy your tokens. Because older wallets that, everything that was built prior to like January 2019 is not token aware and will destroy your tokens if you send it to them. And it's very important to know that and to tell everybody that. Okay, so we're sending 29 tokens of this token ID to this address, which is my Badger wallet. Let's run it. And again, it'll give you this handy link where you can check it out on the Explorer. But I think if I just go to my Badger wallet and refresh, that's my other account. I want to go to my test account. Okay, there we go. Demo, bam. 29 demo tokens. So that's how you create a token and send the token to your Badger wallet. And this is probably all you really need to know to like get crazy with the hackathon. But I'm going to take it one step further and show you the bch-cli-wallet and how to mint additional tokens. So if we go back and check out our balances. Oops. It's just getting, we can see now we have 173 because we had whatever we started with minus what we sent, and that's what we have left. So what I'm going to do is just send the rest of them to my Badger wallet, just so that I have no more tokens left in this SLP SDK. In fact, yeah, so every transaction's roughly 600 Satoshis, and I started with 5,000, so that's enough to do several transactions. Just making sure I have enough. Okay, so those are all gone. Let's check the balance just to make sure. Okay, so all my tokens are gone, but I still have the minting baton. That never left. I never sent that anywhere. And so I can mint some additional tokens. So let's open that mint token example. And again, I'm going to copy this same token ID that I had copied in there, because that's, again, very important. I'm going to mint an additional 123 tokens. That's what I'm going to do. And by default, what this app does is it mints some additional tokens and sends them back to your wallet. So this wallet that we've been working with, I'm going to hack that a little bit. So let's put this to the side for a moment, and I'm going to show you bch-cli-wallet. So I'm going to go back into that temp directory where I clone these two repositories, and I'm going to go into bch-cli-wallet. Now, if you installed this globally, you would use a command like bch-cli-wallet list wallets, but that's not going to work because I didn't install it globally. I cloned the repository locally, which is what you're going to want to do if you're working in the hackathon. And so instead of that, you use this bin run and then help's a great first command. And the help command will show, so like I said, this is a CLI application, a command line interface application, but also an NPM library that you can include in your wallet. Let me actually show you the README. If you go to /christroutner/bch-cli-wallet and read through the README, you can see some examples of how to include the NPM library in your own wallet, and also how to set up the dev environment, which I just showed you. And then there's also a list of all the commands here in the README, but alternatively you can just run this help command to get a list. So what this is going to do, so let's just start kind of at the beginning like we did with the SLP SDK. I'm going to run help create wallet. That's the first thing you want to do, is create a wallet. And if you go help command, it'll give you all the options, a little description and the options. In this case, if I just try and run it without anything, it's going to give me an error because it needs this -n flag to specify a name. So I'm going to call this wallet demo, and it's going to create that wallet. And what it's actually doing is it created this wallet file inside of this wallets directory. And you need to be careful here because it's not encrypted. Again, this is for developers. This is a developer environment. It's not for end users, so security is not within the scope of this thing. But again, like the wallet we created with SLP SDK, you can see there's the 12-word mnemonic. This is an HD wallet, so it's capable of generating billions of addresses. And the very first one is this one. And so right now there's nothing in there. Let's go back and run the help command and look at some of these other commands we can run now. Probably the very first thing you're going to want to do is have the wallet generate an address for you. So if we go get address, or actually help get address, it sort of tells you the arguments it needs. And so this is a mainnet address, or get address. This is a mainnet wallet. So I'm going to, let's see, we called it demo, and it's going to generate this address for us where now we can send tokens or send Bitcoin Cash to it. And it does several conversions. It creates a Bitcoin Cash address. It also converts that into a simple ledger address. and it also converts it into a legacy address. So these are all the very same address, just in 3 different formats. It also generates a QR code so that if you're using like a phone app like Badger Wallet on your phone or the Bitcoin.com phone app, you can just scan this QR conveniently with your phone to send money to it. I'm just going to use the Badger Wallet like I did before, and I'm going to send a couple cents like I did before. 5,000 Satoshis. Okay, bam, that's there. And so let's again look at our command list here. And one of the commands is update balances. This is a really important command because it's going to update that wallet file I just showed you with data from the blockchain. And actually, I don't even know if there's very many. Yeah, all it needs is the name of the wallet. -n demo. So it's going to go out and talk to Bitcoin.com's cloud infrastructure, which is in touch with the blockchain, and you can see, bam, it just updated the balance to the 5,000 Satoshis. Now if we look at that wallet file, we can see that there is a UTXO with a balance on it, no tokens. We can also see that it's unconfirmed as opposed to confirmed, which would show up here. But that's fine, we don't need it to be confirmed yet. And this wallet does not have the ability to create tokens, at least not yet. And so what you're going to want to do is create and mint tokens with SLP SDK. But now that we've got this wallet up and running, I'm going to get another address from the wallet to send tokens to. So I'm going to use this simple ledger address. Okay, so now we're ready to go back to this memo or this mint token example. We already have the token ID in there, and we already have the quantity of tokens we want to mint, 123. And what I'm going to do is hack this part right here. Rather than sending the tokens back to the SLP SDK wallet, I'm going to put in that simple ledger address right here, and so that the newly minted tokens get sent to my bch-cli-wallet. So I need to save that, and then now I can run the mint token example. Okay, and again we could click on this link and check out the block explorer, but I can also just update the balances on my demo wallet. And that's a little bit of noise I need to take out, but that also means it was successful. So if we look at that wallet file, we can see right here, here's an SLP UTXO. It contains 123 tokens of this token ID. Here's some of the information. It was a minting, it was a minting transaction. We can see that as opposed to like a send transaction. And we can see that the minting baton still exists. If it wasn't us sending us, this is like a bunch of kind of interesting information that we can glean from the data. So that's there. Let's go back to the outline. So we've created a new token. We sent those tokens to Badger Wallet. We minted some additional tokens, and we sent them to the bch-cli-wallet. So a lot of different tools here, and a lot of different ways as a developer for you to dig into this new SLP ecosystem and make a difference and integrate Bitcoin Cash and SLP tokens into your own app. So what I'm hoping is that people watching this video will get together, form a team, or even just go solo and join the hackathon again at slp.dev. And also that Telegram channel, super important, because that's where you're going to get the latest info on this hackathon. Over $4,000 in prizes. These are the tools you're going to need to be successful. So go forth and hack your way to success.